Be honest. There are mornings when you wake up already exhausted, wondering how much longer you can keep this up. You lie there staring at the ceiling, trying to gather the energy to face another day that feels exactly like yesterday. You push yourself out of bed because your responsibilities don't disappear just because you're tired. And while you move through the motions, there's this quiet voice asking if life is supposed to feel like this. We were told that if we just worked hard and stayed disciplined, everything would eventually fall into place. But a lot of people in America are realizing that no matter how hard they grind, they still feel underpaid, unseen, and emotionally drained. It's like the rules we were taught don't match the reality we're living in today. And that mismatch makes you wonder if the system was ever designed for you to feel fulfilled in the first place. At some point you start questioning whether the problem is actually you, or the way you've been taught to push yourself past your limits. You feel the guilt, the burnout, the frustration, but you keep going because stopping feels dangerous. The truth is, doing nothing and hoping things fix themselves is what traps people in the same exhausting cycle for years. If you don't make a change with intention, eventually you won't have the energy to make a change at all. Hey everyone, I'm Max, and welcome back to Max Focus, the channel that helps you break mental limits. Here, we teach you how to rewire your mind and redesign your life so you can stay consistent even when things get tough. Before we start, remember everything you learn here is for education and personal growth, not medical or psychological advice. And if you're ready to strengthen your focus, confidence, and motivation, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay with me as we break down 7 powerful strategies to keep working even when your mind wants to quit. Learn the mental patterns, daily habits, and mindset rewrites used by high performers to stay resilient, focused, and unstoppable. You're not lazy, you're overwhelmed. Most people think quitting means something's wrong with them, but really, it's just your mind sending a warning signal. When you reframe quitting as information instead of failure, everything becomes easier to face. Burnout doesn't happen because you're weak, it's your biology trying to protect you. When stress builds up, the brain shuts down motivation to conserve energy. That's why understanding your triggers can completely change how your mornings feel. Motivation isn't constant, it rises and falls like the weather. That's why relying only on how you feel will always fail you. Systems keep you moving on the days your emotions try to shut everything down. When a task feels too big, your brain doesn't know where to start, so it freezes. But when you break it into tiny, 5 to 10 minute steps, suddenly it feels doable. This simple shift makes action feel less like a battle and more like something you can actually win today. Small wins matter more than people realize. Each tiny step gives your brain a dopamine boost that builds momentum almost automatically. By the end of the day, those little victories stack up and make you feel accomplished instead of drained. The biggest mistake is trying to do everything at once. That's what kills your motivation. The truth is, you don't need to finish the whole mountain. You just need to start with one tiny block. Just like Lego bricks, small pieces build something big over time. On the days when everything feels heavy, you don't need to push for perfection. What you really need is a version of your day that keeps you moving without draining your energy. This isn't lowering your standards, it's protecting your consistency so you don't burn out. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Even on your low energy days, doing just a little bit keeps the momentum alive and stops you from falling backward. Small actions might feel insignificant now, but they compound like interest or quietly building big results. Think of it like brushing your teeth. Even a quick, imperfect job is still better than doing nothing at all. Your bare minimum keeps your life stable while you recover, rebuild, and get ready for stronger days. Remember, success is really just small efforts repeated over and over again. Sometimes you think you're unmotivated, but the truth is you're just drained. Every day your energy gets pulled in 100 directions without you realizing it. When you finally sit down to work, you're already running on empty. Multitasking feels productive, but it actually slows you down by nearly half. Every distraction, every ping, every switch costs you minutes of focused recovery. Your environment quietly shapes your performance more than your willpower ever could. Your attention is like water. Whatever you pour it into is what grows. When you protect that attention, your environment finally starts supporting your goals instead of fighting them. And like Bruce Lee said, success isn't about being superhuman, it's about focusing like a laser. When your mornings feel chaotic, a simple ritual can become your anchor. It tells your brain, hey, it's time to get focused. Even something small like a quiet coffee moment or a quick breath can shift your entire state. Rituals calm your mind because your brain loves predictability. They lower stress and help you start the day feeling centered instead of scattered. And when you feel grounded, you show up more confident and ready to work. Most people think a ritual has to be long, but it doesn't. Even 3 intentional minutes can reset your entire mindset. It's like pressing a big reset button before launching into the rest of your day. A lot of us stay stuck because we expect perfection from ourselves, and when we fall short, we feel like we failed completely. But success isn't about flawless days. It's about showing up and making real, human progress. Your brain actually works better when you focus on small wins. It rewards you with momentum instead of pressure. When you end the day feeling proud instead of guilty, the next day becomes easier to face. But don't fall into the trap of comparing your journey to someone else's. Their pace has nothing to do with your path, just like climbing a staircase. You move one step at a time, and that's more than enough. When you keep pushing through tough days, it's not because you're some super disciplined machine, it's because something inside you actually matters. Your why becomes the force that keeps you steady when everything feels heavy. When you know what drives you, you don't just survive the hard days, you move through them with purpose. Imagine waking up with a vision so clear, it pulls you forward even when you feel drained. When your life has direction, every small step starts to matter. But here's the trap: if you work only for money, your motivation burns out fast. Purpose is what keeps your energy alive long term. Your why is like a lighthouse, it stays bright even when everything around you feels like a storm. It gives you direction when you feel lost and strength when you feel exhausted. Just like Nietzsche said, when you have a strong why, you can endure almost anything life throws at you. Today you learned 7 powerful tools to keep going even when you feel like quitting. You learned how to reframe stress into momentum, break overwhelming tasks into micro actions, and use minimum effort days to stay consistent. You discovered how removing energy leaks restores focus, how grounding rituals reset your mind, how redefining success keeps you aligned, and how building a strong why fuels your long-term drive. Remember, you don't push through life by force, you move forward by strategy. You're not broken, you're rebuilding. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this message today. And tell me in the comments, which step will you start with today? Your story might be the one thing that inspires someone else to keep going. This is Max from Max Focus. Rewire your mind, redesign your life, take care of yourself. Your future self is cheering for you.